Okay, let's go over those codexes again since last time my microphone decided to fuck up. So I believe I mostly went over creatures and culture and history, I believe. So we got the archdemon. In darkness eternal, they searched for those who had goaded them on until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last, in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The first blight. Fronidas 8-7. I believe we read most of this already. I believe the last part is what we added on. Urfamil was once a defender god of beauty. In ancient times, he was worshipped by musicians, artists, and poets. The Feast of Urfamil was the grandest celebration of the year, an event that lasted a full 12 days. Plays and entire symphonies were written in his honor. Now he is a maddened husk of his former self, filled with nothing but a desire to destroy all life. And then we also had the Bronto. There's only two things a noble will step aside for: paragons and an angry Bronto. It's a dwarven saying. This hulking beast was originally bred by the dwarven shepherd as a beast of burden and food source, the rough equivalent to surface oxen and cows. Some versions of Bronto have even been developed as dwarven mounts, valued far more for their sure-footness and stamina than for their speed. While present within Orsamar in a large number, some Brontos still exist in packs within the deep roads, having returned to a wild state after the fall of the dwarven kingdoms. They require remarkably little sustenance, consuming organic material from water, fungus, and even rocks, hence the rock liquor, appellations used by many dwarves to describe Bronto, and exist in primarily dormant states until provoked. An angry charging Bronto is considered to be a rather dangerous opponent. And then we also have the dragon. So it looks like we got different kinds of dragons going on. So we have the dragonlings, which are newly hatched dragons, are roughly the size of a deer and voraciously hungry. They live for a short time in the mother's lair before venturing out on their own. The slender, wingless creatures are born in vast numbers, as only a few ever make it to adulthood. Then we have drakes, which are male dragons who never develop into the winged monsters of myth. At most, their forelegs grow the vestigial spurs where wind membrane might have been. Once they have fully matured, males immediately seek out the lairs of adult females. When they found one, they move into her lair and spend the rest of their lives there, hunting for her and defending her young. They will aggressively defend her nest, and many would-be dragon hunters have been lost to their fiery breath and crushing blows from their tails. Then we have dragons, which are only female dragons, take much longer to mature than their male counterparts. They too undergo a metamorphosis of sorts at adulthood. But while males lose the use of their forepaws, females actually grow a third set of limbs specifically to serve as wings. Young females travel great distances looking for a suitable nesting site. Because of their nomadic habits, these are the dragons most frequently encountered by men. Okay, so it looks like drakes are only males and then dragons themselves are only female. And then we also have High Dragon. A fully mature adult female dragon is the High Dragon, the great monster of legend, the rarest of all dragon kind. These dragons hollow out massive layers for themselves, for they need the space to house their harem of drakes, as well as their eggs and the dragonlings. High dragons are seldom seen. They spend most of their time sleeping and mating, living off prey their drakes bring back. But once every 100 years or so, the high dragon prepares for clutching by emerging from her lair and taking wing. She will fly far and wide, eating hundreds of animals, most often livestock, over the course of a few weeks, and leaving smoldering devastation in her wake. She then returns to her lair to lay her eggs and will not appear in the skies again for another century. Ooh. So it looks like the high dragons are really popular. Or popular? Not popular. The opposite of popular. They're very rarely seen. So it looks like that whenever the dragonlings are hatched, they can either become drakes or dragons. So if they're male, they only become drakes, and if they're female, they can become dragons. But sometimes it's apparently very rare. Some of those females can become high dragons. That's interesting. Then we also have the Hala, and it says no creature is more revered by the Dalish than the Hala. No other animal has a god of its own. These white stags are much larger than ordinary deer, and the Dalish Hala keepers carve their antlers as they grow, making them curve into intricate designs. In ancient times, these stags bore elfin knights into combat, but since the fall of the Dales, they are used less as mounts and more to pull arrowfowls. We also have the Nug. Hip deep in mad Nugs, our screams deafen their keen ears. We will be Nug poop. From the songs that only Nugs can hear by Paragon Abrian, 584 Exalted. The Nug is an omnivore common to the deep roads, a hairless creature that is almost blind as well as completely docile. It spends most of its time wading in shallow pools as well as mud pits, feeding on small insects, worms, and in a pinch, limestone and simple metals. Indeed, the digestive system of the Nug is legendary, able to make meal out of almost anything a Nug finds on the cavern floors. Nugs reproduce rapidly, spreading into any niche within the deep roads they can find, and serve to support a variety of predators such as giant spiders and deep stalkers. So too the dwarves make meals out of them. Nugs are, in the poorer slum portions of Orzammar, one of the most common sources of meat available. Some dwarves even domesticate the creatures, claiming to find the creatures' high-pitched squeaks pleasing. Ooh. And we also have the Shriek. Here it is. And it says scholars call these tall, lean, darkspawn the Sharlock? Though they are more popular known as shrieks because of the ear-splitting cries they emit in battle. Many tales exist of soldiers being unnerved by the sound of approaching shrieks, cloaked in darkness and never seen until the moment they strike. That's true. Whenever they appear, you can hear them like shriek either, or they make like a very specific noise before you see them. Horrors of this night, shrieks are renowned for their incredible speed and agility, as well as their stealth. They are the assassins of the Darkspawn, penetrating the enemy lines and striking their targets using long, jagged blades attached to their forearms to rip their opponent to shreds in seconds. They have been known to employ poison, often drawn from their own blood, and have demonstrated cunning group tactics when attacking in numbers. It is also revealed that shrieks, specifically shrieks, are elves. Basically, they stem from elves, which is kind of terrifying if you think about it. And then we also have the giant spiders. Giant spiders tend to appear in old ruins and other places where the veil has become thin because of magical disturbances or a great number of deaths. In such places, spirits and demons pass into the world of the living and attempt to take control over living beings, spiders among them. Not all scholars accept this explanation for the presence of these beasts, however. Some claim that the thinning veil allows magic to leak from the fade, tainting such creatures as these spiders to transform into larger and more potent creatures than they ever would become naturally. While such spiders are known to possess powerful poisons and the ability to fling their webs at opponents in combat, studies of them have been few, and the full range of their abilities are unknown. Corrupted spiders are giant arachnids that originally grew in the depths of the deep roads, feeding on numerous species of large beds. When the deep roads were lost to the darkspawn, they began to feed on the numerous genlocks as their numbers grew exponentially, as did their size. The darkspawn taint has become a permanent part of their state, passed on to their progeny. This has the effect of increasing size abnormally, as well as their aggressiveness. Some corrupted spiders have made their lairs in surface forest, but most remain underground, close to their blight-tainted meals. Yikes. And then we also have the werewolf. And Dane, he stood his ground. The fanged beast approached. He saw the rage within its eyes. The wolf that once was there. The sword he raised. Merciful death be praised. To the Maker went his prayer. From the popular telling of Dane and the werewolf, a legend of Ferelden, circa 450 Black. Ferelden lore is full of instances where these creatures have plagued the countryside, wolves possessed by rage demons and transformed into humanoid monsters with incredible speed and strength, able to spread a curse to those they bit that would drive them mad until and drive them mad with unthinking fury. When in this enraged state, a human host can likewise become possessed and be transformed into feral wolf-like beasts. Tales differ on these werewolves of human origin, some claiming that their transformation into a bestial form happens uncontrollably. Some claim the transformation is irreversible, as is often the case with demonic tales. Both versions were most likely true at some point. The ability of normal dogs to detect a werewolf even when it is in a human disguise is what first led Feraldans to adopt dogs as indispensable companions in every farmhold. The alliance between humans and regular wolves is the subject of the popular Ferelden folktale Dane and the Werewolf. The actual hero Dane led a crusade to eliminate the werewolf threat during the early Black Age, and while werewolves have never assumed the same prominence ever since, there have still been reports of individual packs lurking in remote forests. In the recent years, some have even been reported to have developed an uncanny willpower and intelligence, though why this is so is still unknown. That was because of the lady in the forest. Lady of the forest. She helped them get better in some way. And I believe that is it for the creatures. And let's see, I believe it was here. We got the long walk. When our people left the winter, we had nothing except the knowledge that for the first time in countless centuries, we were free. Oh yeah, this is about the elves, I believe. It was Shartan's dream that one day we would have our own homeland, where we could live as we chose. After the long struggle that claimed the lives of many, even Shartan himself, we were granted the Dales. And though the Dales were to the south of the land of Orlais and a long way off from the Finter, it mattered little. We were going home, and so we walked. We called our journey the Long Walk, for that was what it was. We walked with what little we had on our backs. Some walked without shoes, for they had none. Whole families, women with infants, the old and young alike, all of them made their way across the land on foot. And if one of our people could no longer walk, we carried him, or sometimes left him behind. Many perished along the way. Some died of exhaustion, others simply gave up and fell by the wayside. A great number were set upon by human bandits, even though we had few possessions. Along the way, a growing number began to bemoan the decision to leave the Winter, at least into Winter. They said, "We have food and water and shelter. What do we have here? Nothing but the open sky and the prospect of the never-ending road ahead." Some turned back towards the Winter, but most of us continued walking. and the gods rewarded those of us who did not waver by bringing us to the Dales. Our people called the new city Halam Shiral, the end of the journey, and for a time it was home, as told by Gishoral, keeper of the Relavaran clan of the Dalish elves. Then we also have the Enderfalls. Here it is. The Enderfalls are a land of shocking extremes. It is most desolate. It is the most desolate place in all the world, for two blights have left great expanses of the steppes so completely devoid of life that corpses cannot even decay there. No insect or grub will ever reach them. It is a land filled with wonders like the Murdain, with its gigantic white statue of Our Lady carved into its face, her hands outstretched and bearing an eternal flame, or Wise Help fortress with its walls of living rock towering over the desolate plains below. The Enders, too, are people of extremes, the most devout priests and the most deadly soldiers, the poorest nation in the world and the most feared. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Then we also have Denerim. Let's see, here it is. When anyone in Ferelden speaks of going to the city, they inevitably mean Denerim. There is no other place in the kingdom which rivals it, not in size, population, wealth, or importance. It is the seat of the Farron family, the capital of Ferelden, the largest seaport, and by ancient tradition, the meeting place of the Landsmeet, which is where we're gonna meet soon. As well, Denerim was the birthplace of Andraste, one of them anyway, as several other sites claim to have been the prophet's early home, including Jadar in Orlais. The Chantry takes no stance on which side claims is valid, but it is well known that Andraste was Ferelden by birth. When visiting the pilgrimage site in Denerim, it is inadvisable to mention Jaden at all. The city rests at the foot of the Dragon's Peak, a solitary mountain scarred by ancient lava flows. During Andraste's lifetime, it reputedly filled the sky with a great column of black ash and sent burning rock raining down as far as the Free Marches. But it is now considered extinct. Some believe it merely sleeps and will again darken the sky with ash and fire when the last Ferelden king dies. But this is highly unlikely. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Then we also have the dragon cults, which is what we saw at Haven. Let us suggest for the moment that a high dragon is simply an animal, a cunning animal to be sure, but in possession of no true self-awareness or sentience. There has not, after all, been a single recorded case of a dragon attempting to communicate or performing any act that could not likewise be attributed to a clever beast. How, then, does one explain the existence of so-called dragon cults throughout history? One dragon cult might be explainable, especially in the light of the reverence of the old gods in the ancient Tevinter Imperium. In the wake of the First Blight, many desperate imperial citizens turned to the worship of the real dragons to replace the old gods who had filled them. A dragon, after all, was a god figure that they could see. It was there, as real as the archdemon itself, and, as evidence makes clear, did offer a degree of protection to its cultists. Other dragon cults could be explained in light of the first. Some cult members might have survived and spread the word. The worship of the old gods was as widespread as the Imperium itself. Certainly, such secrets could have made their way into many hands, but there have been reports of dragon cults even in places where the Imperium never touched, among folks who had never heard of the old gods, or had any reason to. How does one explain them? Members of a dragon cult live in the same layer as their high dragon, nurturing and protecting its defenseless young. In exchange, the high dragon seems to permit those cultists to kill a small number of those young in order to feast on draconic blood. That blood is said to have a number of strange long-term effects, including bestowing greater strength and endurance, as well as increased desire to kill. It may breed insanity as well. Nevaran dragon hunters have said these cultists are incredibly powerful opponents. The changes in the cultists are a form of blood magic, surely, but how did the symbiotic relationship between the cult and the high dragon form in the first place? How did the cultists know to drink the dragon blood? How did the high dragon convince them to care for the young and know that they would? Is there more to draconic intelligence than we have therefore guessed at? No member of a dragon cult has ever been taken alive, and what accounts exist from the days of the Nevaran hunters record only mad rants and impossible tales of godhood. With dragons only recently reappearing and still incredibly rare, we may never know the truth. But the question remains. From Flame and Scale by Brother Florian, Chantry Scholar 928 Dragon. Then we also have Culture of Ferelden. The Fereldens are a puzzle. As people, they are one bad day away from reverting to barbarism. They repelled invasions from Tevinter during the height of the Imperium with nothing but dogs at their own obstinate disposition. They are the coarse, willful, dirty, disorganized people who somehow gave rise to our prophet, ushered in an era to enlightenment, and toppled the greatest empire in history. There are few things you can assume safely in dealing with these people. First, they value loyalty above all things, beyond wealth, beyond power, beyond reason. Second, although they have nothing in their entire country which you are likely to think at all remarkable, they are extremely proud of their accomplishment. Third, if you insult their dogs, they are likely to declare war. And finally, the surest sign that you have underestimated the Feraldens is that you think you can come to understand them. It's written by Empress Celine I of Valais in a letter to her newly appointed ambassador to Denerim. That's interesting. So the Empress herself wrote this. And then we have Navarra. Let's see what it is. Here it is. The fourth time I attempted to cross the border into Navarra from Malay and was turned back by chevaliers. I decided to take the more roundabout path, a ship back to Ferelden and then another to Navarra. The outcome was more than worth the trouble. The whole country is filled with artistry, from the statues of heroes that litter the streets and even the meanest villages to glittering golden college of Magi in Cumberland. Perhaps nowhere is more astonishing than the vast necropolis outside Navarra's city. Unlike most other followers of Andraste, the Navarrans do not burn their dead. Instead, they carefully preserve the bodies and seal them in elaborate tombs. Some of the wealthiest Navarrans began constructing of their own tombs while quite young, and these become incredible palaces, complete with gardens, bathhouses, and ballrooms, utterly silent, kept only for the dead. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. That's interesting to see that they also, even though most of the Thedas world worships Andraste, there's still like different things that they do. Next up, we have the Kunari. Let's see. Where are they at? Here it is. Anyone who travels far enough to the north will eventually encounter the Kunari. White-haired, bronze-skinned giants, a head again taller than a man, with frighteningly calm demeanors and a sort of sparkling fire behind their eyes. For quite a long time, people believed that all Kunari were male, or that their men and women were simply indistinguishable. It was not until the Blessed Age that diplomats from Ravane were allowed, however briefly, to visit Parvalen, and there they discovered that Kunari females do exist in abundance, and are quite easily recognized. The Ravani say that Kunari have a certain kindness to them, or at least a conspicuous lack of cruelty, although I did not observe the creatures closely enough to evaluate their character. from Brother Jenny TV again. And then we also have Ravane, which is here. Nowhere in my travels, not in the heart of the Imperium nor the streets of Orzammar, have I felt so much of an outsider as in Ravane. The chant of light never truly reached the ears of these people. The years they spent under the thumb of the Qunari left most of the country zealous followers of the Qun. But resistance to the chant goes deeper than the Qunari war. The Ravani refused to be parted from the seers, wise women, who are the fact hedge mages communicating with spirits and actually allowing themselves to become possessed. The chantry prohibition against such magical practices violates millennia of local traditions. From Brother Jenny TV again. So it looks like Ravane is kind of like 50-50. So they either follow the Qun or they are from the Chantry. That's quite interesting. And then we also have the Legend of the Juggernaut, which is the armor that we got in the Deep Roads, I believe. So it says the arm of the Imperium is long. Once it reached even this forest in a time when the barbarian tribes of the Clane still ruled the land. The Definter Magisters fought to take it from them, inch by inch, if need be, using terrible magic. The Magister Harok brought an army to this forest, led by Alaric, his friend and general. For Alaric, Harok fashioned a suit of the finest armor, infused it with lyrium and his own blood magic, and named it Juggernaut, after the unstoppable giant golems guarding the gates of Menraphis. Thus armed, did Alaric win many victories against the Clane. When defeat came, it came from within. Alaric's own lieutenants rose up against him, jealous of the favor he had curried with the Magisters and eager to take the Juggernaut armor from him. Alaric was slain, and as each successor gained the armor, the other lieutenants turned against him instead. The Definter outpost fell to vicious infighting. In a fury, Magister Harok voyaged to the outpost and slew the last 3 lieutenants. The Clane, however, were already approaching the outpost in force. The barbarian chieftain of the Clane desired the fabled armor himself, and even with all his power, Harok could not hope to stand against them all. Instead, Harok used the last of his own life force to cast a spell of blood magic that bound demons to the bodies of the 3 dead lieutenants, as well as Harok's own lifeless corpse. These bound revenants hit the pieces of the Juggernaut armor, and although the barbarians sacked the outpost, the chieftain found neither the armor nor the revenants. The Juggernaut armor legend lives on, and more than one brave soul has ventured into the depths of the Brazilian forest in search, never to return. From the Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Bertrine Chantry Scholar. It's interesting to say that here they were bound to reverence, because that's what we thought every time when we got a piece of the Juggernaut. And then we also have the geography of Thedas. Thedas is bounded but to the east by the Amaranthine Ocean, to the west by Tirasham Forest, and the Hunterthorn Mountains, to the south by the snowy wastes that lie beyond the Orkney Mountains, and to the north by the Donark Forest. The word Thedas is the Finter in origin, originally used to refer to lands that bordered the Imperium. As the Imperium lost its stranglehold on conquered nations, more and more lands became Thedas, until finally people applied the name to the entire continent. The northern part of Thedas is divided amongst the Enderfalls, the Definter Imperium, Antiva, and Ravane, with the islands held by the Qunari just off the coast. Central Thedas consists of the 3 marches, Navarra and Nolay, with Ferelden to the south. What lies beyond the snowy waste is a mystery. The freezing temperatures and barren land have kept even the most intrepid cartographers at bay. Similarly, the western reaches of the Enderfalls have never been fully explored, even by the Enders themselves. We do not know if the dry steppes are shadowed by mountains or if they extend all the way to a nameless sea. There must be other lands, continents, or islands, perhaps across the Amaranthine or north of Parafallen, for the Canary arrived and faded from somewhere but beyond the dedication. We know nothing. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Janet TV. And that's all I read in the last episode before my mic decided to fuck up. And so in this episode, we're going to go to Redcliffe to meet up with Arl Eamon and get this Landsmeet going. Here we go. Who shall we bring? Well,
yes.
Of course, Alistair. We can also bring... why not Liliana?
Indeed.
Liliana and Winnie.
Yes.
There we go. Let's go here to the castle. Because I believe that's where he may be at. Oh, and of course there's a fight. Unless it's Stegrin. It is Stegrin.
You have coins? Fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
Let's see. Is there anything we need? Not really. I think we're good. Well, perhaps actually I should go back to camp because I still have some stuff to do there before the Landsmeet. We can quickly go like here, go here. Because I believe we still have some stuff over here that we can give away. Here we go. So we have the gems for the dwarves. Your pack jingles with precious gems. So we can give all the sapphires. Here we go. Let's do more of this. All the malachites. All the amethysts. What is next? All the topazes. There we go. And that's everything for the dwarves. And then we have crafting materials for the Dalish. We can give all elf root for now. There we go. And all deep mushrooms. All the deaf roots. And deaf roots again. Here we go. And the metal shards. And then we have coin for Arl Eamon. I'll leave this
You are good to
for
your
now,
troops, Warden.
because I can sell some of the stuff before I do that. We can also do the runes. We can give all the honest side runes. Here we go. Let's see. What's that? And this one. There we go.
Even the Templars will be impressed by the powers you will command.
And then we can go here. And I believe we're all armored up pretty well. Unless, did I have the... Yeah, we are wearing the superior armor. That's good. Let's sort this by type. Is there any better helm for us, perhaps? Not really. I think we are good. Alistair, what about you? Ooh. But it has +1 armor, so that makes it to 370. So I think what you're wearing is pretty good. Also for gloves, let's see. We got heavy chainmail. Yeah, no, I think you're good for that. Maybe here. Ooh, maybe these are pretty good. Oh, no, actually, because this one also has +1 armor, so it makes it 325. I think you're good as well. Maybe Morrigan. Let's see, do we have any better bows for you? We have Winter's Breath. Perhaps she could use that. Let's see, anything else? Not really. We can do this then. And then for win, I think you're good here as well. Maybe Morrigan, you can get, let's see, one of these. +2 cunning, 12 defense, that's pretty good. Can get that. And then any better ropes. +5 magic. Yeah, we can do that. And we got the mage's war boots. I think that's pretty good. What about you? Maybe you can get some as well, some boots. Let's see, enchantress footing, +6 defense. Let's see, we can put that on for now. We also have the Kadash Stompers, which are medium armor. That's a bit too heavy for the mages, I believe. Let's see about you. Is there anything better here? Ooh, this is pretty good. It's 8 damage. What about you? Also 8. So it looks like the brilliant ones are pretty good. So this gives constitution. Okay, what about you? You give armor penetration. And you give melee critical +5 all weapon damage. I think I'll go with this. And then let's see here. For armor for you, Shale. We got flawless, which is 16 in armor, +2 strength, +6 defense. That's pretty good. Okay, anything here? Brilliant, which is 14. It's +2 armor, so it's 16. Actually, this is also 16, so it's about the same. Oh no, wait, it's 22. Nice. And +4, so it's 26. We also have this one. +1 to attributes. I think I'll go with this one. There you go. And then Ogren. I think Ogren is doing pretty good. Let's see. Any better helmet here? No, it's about the same. I think he's good as well. And then Sten. He has his sword. What about this? This is pretty good. You can have that. And then gloves. Let's look at the gloves. Got 13. Ooh, we can do that because it gives +4 attack as well. What about this? Heavy stuff. 14. 12, 15, 15, 18. It's about the same. It's the same thing. Ooh, 21. We can give that then. And then boots. Let's look at the boots. Perhaps we can do this. Yeah, why not? There we go. Do we have any rings? He's missing a ring. Not really. They're just useless mostly. Okay, I think that's good enough. And then Liliana. I think you're doing pretty good for the helmet part, I believe. Let's see. Maybe we can get alongside. Since she is an archer. There you go. And then armor. That's worse. +1 dexterity though. That's pretty good for you. And then armor itself. Let's see. Maybe look at the shoe first. +1 armor. So it's about the same armor wise. And plus chance to dodge attacks. What about this? This also gives 1 dexterity. It's pretty good. And then armor. Let's see. I think the Drake one that we got, or the Dragon one, is best one so far. What about weapons? I believe we got Marjolaine's bow. Maybe she can get that. Oh, yes. +3 cunning. It's very good. And what about arrows? We can give her fire arrows. There we go. And then saffron. We got the knives. The daggers, I mean. Let's see about the armor. We got leather helm. Okay. It's about the same. Oh, this is better. Because it has more physical resistance. Dalish gloves we have for you. Oh, but this is better. There we go. Then we have the Dalish armor. Let's look at the shoes first though. It's better. You're wearing better ones already. Okay. And then the armor. It's about the same. About the same. Less, and less. Yeah, I think he's good as well. Maybe there's better weapons out there. I highly doubt it though. Ooh, maybe this? You can do it like that. Swap it out with the Olaf one. And then we have me again. So I'll quickly go and sell most of my stuff, give out the money, and then we can come back to Redcliffe Castle and meet up with Eamon. Here we are back, and looks like Alistair and everyone else leveled up. Perhaps we can put some in dexterity and constitution. There we go. And then we can put some in this. And then Liliana, you can have some dexterity and cunning. Or let's do it like that actually. Can put it in here perhaps. And then I actually want to put it in here. There we go. And then for win, can do willpower mostly. There we go. And we can get it in that. Can play. Let's walk over to Eamon, and then we can start this Landsmeet. I wonder how it's gonna go down. Here we go.
I shall do.
Is he here or is he further? Nah, he's here. Okay.
I understand you've acquired all the allies you could. That's good. We can call the Landsmeet if you are ready. I would prefer not giving Loghain time to consider, but it is up to you. I do not wish to go to Denerim unless you are with me.
Let's go to Denerim now.
Excellent. I shall make the arrangements. Let us be off to Denerim, and may the Maker watch over us.
Ooh, here we go.
Denerim is the heart and soul of Ferelden. It was the city of King Calenhad, the birthplace of Andraste. As stubborn as a Mabari, and as good to have on your side. If we defeat Loghain here, the rest of the nation will follow us.
Ooh.
By calling the Landsmeet, I've struck the first blow. The advantage, for the moment, is ours. He will have little choice but to show himself, to oppose us directly. He will strike back at us. The only question that remains is how soon.
Here he is.
Loghain, this is an honor that the Regent would find time to greet me personally.
How could I not welcome a man so important as to call every lord in Ferelden away from his estates, while a blight claws at our land?
The blight is why I'm here. With Cailan dead, Ferelden must have a king to lead it against the Darkspawn.
Ferelden has a strong leader. Its queen. And I lead her armies.
If Honora rules, let her speak for herself.
Ah, the Grey Warden recruit. I thought we might meet again. You have my sympathies on what happened to your order. It is unfortunate that they chose to turn against Ferelden.
I don't accept the sympathies of deserters and regicides.
You should curb your tongue. This is my city, and no safe place to speak treason. For anyone. There is talk that your illness left you feeble, Eamon. Some worry that you may no longer be fit to advise Ferelden.
Illness? Why not call your poison by its true name?
Ooh.
Not everyone at the Landsmeet will cast aside their loyalties as easily as you and these sycophants.
How long you've been gone from court, Eamon? Don't you recognize Rendon Howe, Arl of Amaranthine, and Terran of Highever?
And current Arl of Denerim, since Urien's unfortunate fate at Ostagar. The Regent has been generous to those who prove loyal.
Bootlicking appears to be profitable these days. Oh, I really want to do too, just because it's funny. Fuck it, why not? Bootlicking appears to be profitable these days.
Don't interrupt, Churl. Your betters are talking.
Enough, Carthrian. This is not the time or place. I had hoped to talk you down from this rash course, Eamon. Our people are frightened. Our king is dead. Our land is under siege. We must be united now if we are to endure this crisis.
Now you want
Your
to be
own
united?
sister, Queen Rowan, fought tirelessly to see Ferelden restored. Would you see her work destroyed? You divide our nation and weaken our efforts against the Blight, with your selfish ambitions to the throne.
If you truly want to save this land, stand with us.
I should put my faith in untried foreign hands. Do you think I'm blind? Cailan depended on the Grey Warden's prowess against the Darkspawn, and look how well that ended. Let us speak of reality rather than tall tales. Stories will not save us.
I cannot forgive what you've done, Loghain. Perhaps the Maker can, but not I. Our people deserve a king of the Theron bloodline. Alistair will be the one to lead us to victory in this blight.
Oh, is that all I have to do? No pressure.
The Emperor of Orlais also thought I could not bring him down. Expect no more mercy than I showed him. There is nothing I would not do for my homeland.
Well, that was bracing. I didn't expect Loghain to show himself quite so soon.
Why is he doing this?
Maker knows. Perhaps he's gone mad. I would have imagined pigs would fly before Loghain MacTyr would turn against our king.
Have you known Loghain for a long time?
My sister married King Merrick while he was still in exile. At that time, he and Loghain were inseparable. The wild prince who'd never seen the inside of a castle and the farmer's son. When Loghain joined Merrick's rebels, he was just a raw-boned boy, but he got on one knee to swear that he would see Ferelden free or die trying.
What were they rebelling against?
The Orlesian occupation. Merrick's mother was the rebel queen, the one who kept the heart of Ferelden beating when so much of it seemed dead. It was a tragedy she never lived to see her son take her throne. We need eyes and ears in the city. Loghain has been here for months. The roots of all his schemes must begin here. The sooner we find them, the better we can turn them to our advantage. Go have a look around and see what you can turn up. Better yet, find the nobles who have arrived for the Landsmeet. Test the waters. See how many will support us. When you're ready to talk strategy, come upstairs to my sitting room. We can lay out our plans for the Landsmeet then.
Ooh. So we got Highever Codex and the Quest of the Landsmeet. Oh, and History of Ferelden. Let's see. History of Ferelden Chapter 2. The occupation was a dark blot on Ferelden's history. Our people who from time immemorial valued their freedom over all else were forced to bow to the Orlesian rule. The Empire declared our elves property and sold them like cattle. Chevaliers routinely plundered freeholds of coin, food, and even women and children and excused it as taxation. And for 70 years no Landsmeet were held, for the imperial throne had declared our ancient laws a form of treason. King Brandel was one of those who escaped. He tried to organize the other fugitive lords to retake their land, but Brandel was neither clever nor persuasive, and the nobles preferred to take their chances alone. Ferelden might still be little more than a territory of the Empire, were it not for the fact that his daughter had all the charisma to her royal father lacked. The rebel queen's rule began with a midnight attack on the imperial armory at Lovering. It was swift and successful, and with their pilfered arms, the rebels began a campaign against the Orlesian in earnest. But the turning point of the war came when a young freeholder joined the queen's army. The lad, Logain MacTair, possessed a remarkable talent for strategy and quickly became the favorite advisor of young Prince Merrick. The queen finally died at the hands of Orlesian sympathizers anxious to curry favor with their painted masters, and Merrick took her place as the leader of the rebellion. Logain became Merrick's right hand. Merrick and Logain led the rebels in a new campaign against the Orlesian oppressors, culminating in the Battle of River Dane, where the last chevaliers in Denerim were crushed. With the capital once more in the hands of Fereldans, the battle to free our people was finally over, but the battle to rebuild what had been lost had only just begun. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine Chantry Scholar. And then we also have Highever. Castle Highever has stood since the Divine Age, when it was not an independent banner but merely an outpost of the growing banner of Amaranthine, in the days before Amaranthine became an Arling itself. The outpost of Highever was originally held by the Elston family, cousins of the house. In the Age of Towers, however, Ban Conabar Elston was murdered by his wife Flemeth, thus ending the bloodline. Conabar's captain of the guard, Sarim Cousland, took the lands and title. The Couslands declared their independence from Amaranthine, starting a war that lasted 30 years when the dust settled, Highever was on its own, and in the possession of half the land that once been southwestern Amaranthine. Highever became a Terneer during the Black Age, when Halia Cousland gathered the lords together under the banner to drive the werewolves out of their lands, earning herself the title of Tyrna almost as an afterthought. Today, Highever is one of the only two remaining Terneers, making the Cousland family second in rank only to the king. All How of Amaranthine was named the new Terran of Highever under somewhat questionable circumstances, and the fate of the Cousland family is now uncertain. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine Chantry Scholar. That's interesting. So it looks like this is like our new camp area. It looks like some of our party members are around here. Let's see where they might be. Severin is here.
You know, I could get to like this. The last time I came to Denerim, I stayed at an inn so filthy the bedbugs had fleas. What say you?
Let's see.
By all means.
Nah, doesn't look like he's anything new to say. Liliana's here.
This is a nice change from having to sleep in the woods, isn't it?
Something I can help with?
What do you know of this place?
Denerim is Ferelden's most important city, yes? This is the seat of power, the jewel in the crown of the king. She is Ferelden's heart. Her walls are strong, but within them lies so much beauty, just like the country and the people.
Yeah, I think that's about it with her as well. I saw there's some books around here. There's one here. There we go. The Orlesian occupation of Ferelden. Ah, looks like we got that already. And then we have this. The Free Marches. Let's see. The Free Marches are not a kingdom, nor even a nation in the most basic sense. People from that region dislike even being lumped together as marches. Rather, they are a collection of independent city-states united only when it suits them. In this respect, they resemble the Banner before the arrival of King Calanhad. Because of this, the Free Marches have no capital, and what passes for a central government exists only sporadically, a sort of Landsmeet that convenes only during times of crisis. I arrived in time for the grand tourney while it was on in Tentervale. A remarkable sight indeed. I saw Averhillsmen test their mettle against Orlesian Chevaliers, riders from the Enderfalls buying Navarin cavalry horses, and even craftsmen selling their wares to the Vinter mages. All of Thedas was on display, from In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chauntry Scholar by Brother Genitivi. Someone else here as well.
I hope all the accommodations are to your liking, Warden. Please let me know if anything is troubling you.
What's through here?
So many visitors, so many chamber pots to clean. Oh. If they keep tracking mud up here, it's going to take a month to get it all out.
Looks like this is like a cleaning area. There's a gold ring. Oh, and a love letter. Nice. Let's see. I'm guessing it's all the way at the end. To once but a more. When last we embraced one, noticed the redolence of another's company, but one was unmindful. I wonder what these love letters mean in the end. Ah, and Wynne is here.
This is a nice estate, isn't it? What's on your mind?
Ooh. Guess I can say this. As a Grey Warden, I'll never lead a normal life, will I?
No, you won't.
But I don't think I was ever meant to be normal.
I don't think so either. You would not have been happy living a dull, uneventful life, dying in obscurity. You wonder sometimes, don't you? If your life would be better if you weren't who you are.
A little.
When I was a young woman in the tower, I came to the realization that the circle would be my life, and I would know no other. Family, love, a simple life. These were things that others took for granted, that I would never have.
And this upset you?
It made me very moody. All I could think of was being trapped in that tower with no way out and no end in sight. I started hating my life and myself, and one night I found myself in the tower's chapel. I was seeking refuge, maybe answers.
Did you find anything?
I must have looked tearful or made some noise, because the revered mother came out and decided to speak to me. And because I had no one else to talk to, I talked to her. I must have said many silly things, but she told me that the Maker puts us all on our paths for a reason. And fighting our intended course is what causes so much anguish.
I think she's right.
I thought the old biddy was full of rubbish. I was 15, maybe 16, and I knew everything. So I left, but I always found my way back to that chapel. And as the years passed, I began to see the truth of her words. We were supposed to be polar opposites, mage and priest. But we weren't. There was much about us that was the same.
I suppose priests have to give up a lot too.
The revered mother had lived in the chantry all her life, as I had been in the tower for all of mine. She taught me that you can find your family in the people around you, that you can love your work and find fulfillment in duty. And there is joy even in self-sacrifice. If you put others before yourself, then their well-being is yours, and their happiness is your happiness.
It won't be easy to live that way.
You can scream and cry and be angry about life as a Grey Warden, or you can accept it and allow yourself to see the good in it. This is your choice.
That's true. Let's look around here a bit more. Let's see who else may be around here. Oh, Ogren's here. Oh.
I got a moment, sure.
There's a chair in the way, I believe. I believe that's it.
Hi.
There we go. Is there anything here? There's a door
better
here.
not back on those loaves, Corella, or it's back to the scullery, my dear.
Oh, there's a book here about feast day fish. Fluffy mackerel pudding, 2 stalks celery, 1 green pepper, half a pound of poached mackerel, 1 small onion finely diced, 2 tablespoons of mustard, or teaspoons, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of ground Antievan pepper, 8 teaspoons of ground mace, dash ground cardamom seed, 2 eggs beaten and 2 eggs boiled and sliced for garnish. This book, found in Arl Eamon's estate, naturally falls open to this page. Looks like that's her favorite dish.
Dinner's not ready yet, and don't ask. It'll be served when it's done, and that's that. Now, shoo, out of my kitchen.
What's the point in scrubbing the pots if they just get dirty again?
Can't talk now, sir. Mistress Agatha would have my hide.
Fair enough. There's a cat here as well. There are multiple cats here. Let's see where the others may be at.
Don't those chickens know they're laying for an Arl?
I don't think they do. Shale is here. Let's talk with her.
Everything in here appears to be breakable. It seems most impractical.
Doesn't look like we have anything to say. I can imagine everything looks breakable to her. Why does it sound like she's like kilometers away? Someone here.
Excuse me, I have to dust the Earl's sitting room.
What do you do here?
I'm a chambermaid, sir. I empty chamber pots and change linens. Now and then I dust, just for variety's sake, you understand? I beg your pardon, sir, but I really can't be seen standing about. The housekeeper will have my head. Good day.
Oof. Yeah, it's better not to bother her than if the housemaid is gonna bother her about that. Oh, Malachite is here. He barks happily, wagging his tail. That's nice. There's also a book here about the Bannern. Let's see. The central Ferelden Valley has always been a paradox. No single band holds more than a few dozen leagues of farmland, yet together they govern a greater territory than all the Terrans and Arls combined. This collection of independent bands is known as the Bannern, and is the heart of Ferelden politics. No person has ever sat upon the throne of Ferelden without first winning the approval of the Bannern. Queen Fiona, who had the misfortune to take the throne in the 18th year of the Steel Age, wrote of the banner, "There have been 3 wars this year fought over elopements, 5 fought over wool, and 1 started by an apple tree. It isn't even winter yet." Who would believe that these same bands, now trying so hard to kill one another, just last year united to give me the crown? From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. Stan is also here. And Morrigan. There's another book here about Parfallen, the occupied north. In the 30th year of the Steel Age, the first Qunari ships were sighted off the coast of Parfallen in the far north, marking the beginning of the new age of warfare. History calls this the First Qunari War, but it was mostly a one-sided bloodbath, with the Qunari advancing far into the mainland. Qunari warriors in glittering steel armor carved through armies with ease. Their cannons, the likes of which our ancestors had never seen, reduced city walls to rubble in a matter of seconds. Stories of Qunari occupation vary greatly. It is said they dismantle families and then send captives to learning camps for indoctrination into their religion. Those who refuse to cooperate disappear to mines or construction camps. For every tale of suffering, however, there is another of enlightenment, deriving from something called the Qun. This is either a philosophical code or a written text that governs all aspects of Qunari life. Perhaps both. One converted Saharan reported pity for those who refused to embrace the Qun, as if the conquerors had led him to a sort of self-discovery. "For all my life I followed the Maker wherever his path led me," he wrote, "but in the Qun I have found the means to travel my own path." It has been said that the most complete way to wipe out a people is not with blades, but with books. Thankfully, a world that had repelled four blights would not easily bow to a foreign aggressor, and so the exalted marches began. The greatest advantage of the Chantry-led forces was the Circle of Magi. For all their technology, the Qunari appeared to harbor great hatred for magic. Faced with cannons, the Chantry responded with lightning and balls of fire. The Qunari armies lacked the sheer number of humanity. So many were slain at Marner's spell on both sides that the field is said to be permanently sundered, the ruins still plagued by restless corpses, but each year the Chantry pushed further and further into the Qunari lines, although local comforts the Qun proved difficult to return to Andraste's teaching. By the end of the Storm Age, the Qunari were truly pushed back. Rivain was the only human land that retained the Qunari religion after being freed, and its rulers attempted to barter a peace. Most human lands signed the Lomering Accord, except the Tevinter Imperium. It is a shaky peace that has lasted to this day. From the Exalted Marches, an examination of the Chantry warfare by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. That's interesting. So, it looks like the Qunari... So, Sten is a Qunari, by the way. The Qunari, they came from the north and just attacked Thedas, or like Rivain and the Tevinter Imperium out of nowhere.
This is not as defensible as I would like, but it will do. What is your wish, Kadan?
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Is anything new? No.
Very well.
Okay, that's it then.
As you wish.
What about you, Morrigan? Do you have anything to say?
If one more servant asks if I would like a change of clothes, I will set the house on fire. What comes, my friend?
Looks like that's it as well. I wonder where Alistair may be then. Oh, can we go in here? Let's see. Oh, we can. Nice. There's a chest there.
It shall be done.
Let's see. With boots. Nice. What about the other side here? Oh, Arl Eamon is here, it looks like, and there's nothing here. So let's go in here.
Ah, Warden. I trust you've made yourself comfortable.
Yes, very nice.
Good, because it's likely to be your last rest for a while.
Oof.
This is Elena. She's...
I am Queen Enora's handmaiden. She sent me here to ask for your help.
Or perhaps the young lady prefers to speak for herself.
Why would Enora ask us for help?
The Queen, she is in a difficult position. She loved her husband, no? And trusted her father to protect him. When he returned with no king and only dark rumors, what is she to think? She worries, no? But when she tries to speak with him, he does not answer. He tells her not to trouble herself.
Are you saying the Queen believes Logan killed Kaelin?
My Queen suspects she cannot trust her father. And Logan, he is very subtle, no? But when and how, he is privy to all the secrets and not so subtle. So she goes to how? A visit from the Queen to the new Earl of Denerim is only a matter of courtesy, and she demands answers.
What did he say?
Things no decent person would repeat. He calls her every sort of name, traitor being the kindest, and locks her in a guest room.
Logain would allow that?
King Kaelin was like a son to him, and Logain left him to die. Does he love Enora more? Who can say? I think her life is in danger. I heard House say she would be a greater ally dead than alive, especially if her death could be blamed on Arl Eamon.
Would Logain kill his own daughter just to frame Eamon?
We may have no choice but to trust Enora. The Queen is well loved. If Logain succeeded in pinning her death on me, I'm not sure that's a risk we can afford to take.
Why should we trust her? This could be all a setup.
I fear if this is a trap, we are already caught in it. They can kill Enora whether or not we act, and blame her death on us. Few would believe
Fair
our
enough.
word over Logain's. We can only defend ourselves with the Queen in hand.
So what do you propose we do?
I have some uniforms. I'll hire so many new girls every day. A few more will not cause much stir. I will show you to the servants' entrance. We must slip in and out with my Queen before anyone is the wiser. I will go ahead to House Estate. Meet me there as soon as you can.
So we have to rescue the Queen. Rescue Queen Enora. Queen Enora's handmaid, Erlina, has informed you that the Queen is being held prisoner at All House Estate. Queen Enora believes that she may be killed and her murder blamed on Arl Eamon. Erlina seeks your aid in freeing the Queen. Meet Erlina at the Earl of Denerim's palace as soon as you can. And you also have this. You have come to Denerim for the Landsmeet. Arl Eamon wishes to assemble the nobles to choose a new king that will unite Ferelden against the Blight. However, Logain is still a thorn in your side, and there is much to do before you can confront him. Keep Eamon informed of your latest exploits. He can usually be found in his sitting room in the upper floor of his estate. We found them already.
It is begun.
Here, perhaps? Oh, there's a chest here. Can get that. Boom. We got heavy chainmail. Oh, and Alistair's here. We can also talk with him then.
I haven't been here in a while. They've changed the dining room. Ask away.
Oh, you went here before?
Of course.
Oh, I'm
Such as
guessing
they
there's
are.
nothing really.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. Something you need, my dear?
Maybe this?
Well, we're not exactly alone. What did you have in mind?
Oh, no, it doesn't look
Fair
like
enough.
there's anything.
Off we go then.
That's weird. I thought maybe we could talk about him becoming king or not. But it
Very
doesn't look
well.
like it. There's another codex here about meditations and odes to bees. O fair damsel of the garden, Alessa of honeysuckle and rose, I humbly beg your gracious pardon for the offense that here arose. Surely your work is far too vital to be interpreted by one like me. I am in no way entitled to earn the notice of the honeybee. I was a fool to pluck that flower for my lady fair. On my honor I swear to bring you dozens more within the hour, if you give me leave to try. Listen, traveler, if you would walk the garden path some spring, mind that you don't trespass, for the gardens do sting. It's written by Anonymous. So it looks like we have to go out then and save Anora. Perhaps we could talk more then on about who can become what. It's a
The
servant here.
Redcliffe servants are intolerable. I don't care if their household is 10 times the size of ours. They're visitors here. They should show some manners.
Looks like we can go out here then, right? Ooh, who shall we bring? Who shall we bring to save Anora?
Yes.
Can of course do Alistair. Who else should we bring? Perhaps we can do several.
Yes.
And then a mage. Who should I do? Morrigan or Win? I think I'll do Win because
Yes.
she has healing powers. There we go. And looks like he also... Oh, he leveled up a lot. Jesus, okay. Let's put some in strength, and dexterity, and a lot in cunning. There we go. And we can make him a duelist. Got 3. Perhaps I can put it in here. There we go. Can put it in assassin, and then here as well. So we have all that. That's nice. I'm guessing we go... Oh, we are here. Before, when we went to Denerim, it was closed off by the gate. But I'm guessing we have to go over here to be able to go there. To the Arl's estate, I imagine. Let's see.
It is begun.
Oh, there's a scroll running by. Here we go. So this is their estate, nice. And all of Denerim estate. An enormous estate, residence of the current Arl of Denerim. So let's go there then. Oh, fight, of course. Oh, it's a Chester.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Thank you. We got a lesser injury kit from that. Is there anyone here? Oh, there is someone here.
And so here is the mighty Grey Warden at long last. The crows send their greetings once again.
Ooh,
so they sent you, Taliesin. Or did you volunteer for the job?
I volunteered, of course. When I heard that the great Zevran had gone rogue, I simply had to see it for myself.
Is that so? Well, here I am, in the flesh.
You can return with me, Zevran. I know why you did this, and I don't blame you. It's not too late. Come back and we'll make up a story. Anyone can make a mistake.
Don't listen to him, Zevran.
What? You've gone soft.
I'm sorry, my old friend, but the answer is no. I'm not coming back. And you should have stayed in Antiva.
We must not...
Ooh, here we go. We can perhaps target Taliesin, and we can do critical strike. Alistair, you can attack these guys here, and perhaps you can do... Let's see... Overpower. It's this one. There we go. Zevran, you can attack this dude. And perhaps we can turn this on. There we go. And then with Win, we can petrify this one. There we go. And then we can do Stone Fist. There you go. Can target them and do Arcane Bolt perhaps. I can do critical strike. Oh, I'm stuck in a trap. I can do Sunder Arm. And Sunder Armor. Here we go, let's get a bit closer. There we go. And then there's this dude. We can do Mighty Blow. How are you doing, Alistair? Doing pretty good. What about you, Win? You also are doing pretty good. Perhaps you can target them and do Arcane Bolt. Oh, never mind, they're down already. Can Arcane Bolt them then? Oh, there's also archers here. We can target them now then. Here we go. We can do Pummel. And Thunder Earth. Oh, and there's one more left. There we go.
And there it is. Taliesin is dead. And I am free of the crows. They will assume that I am dead along with Taliesin. So long as I do not make my presence known to them, they will not seek me out.
That's a good thing, right?
A very good thing. It is in fact what I had hoped for ever since you decided not to kill me. I have enjoyed our company, but I am wondering if it is not time for me to leave. That would be the practical thing to do, no? There is a freedom awaiting me that I have never known. But I suppose the decision is yours. Will you let me go?
Don't you want to stay for the treasure?
All right. You make a convincing argument. You do seem to stumble onto treasure on a regular basis somehow. Let us return to the task at hand, then. There is still much to be done, yes?
Yes. Don't leave us now, Zevran. We will need you. Got a small claw trap from here. Anything here? Doesn't look like it.
As you
money,
say. Very
money, crow poison, acid flask, and venom. What about here?
It is begun.
More money. And you also stepped in the trap.
Very well.
And what did Taliesin have? A fireborn and glass of gill. Oh, it's a bit laggy. What about this wooden crate? Got splint mill, nice. Let's go in here then to leave and go to the estate.
Over here!
Just calling out in front of this whole crowd.
Isn't seeing anyone. You'll have to come back tomorrow.
No, the Carpenter's Craft Hall has had enough of Hal's conveniently busy schedule. We will not be put off again.
Nor will the stonemasons.
It's been a month since we've seen
Ooh,
so much as
people
a
are
coin
not
of ours for our
liking
work.
how.
His lordship is much engaged with the region. He will hear your complaints as soon as he has the time.
You're wasting your breath. So when will that be?
Let's talk with
The
Rosina.
servants' entrance is on the other side of the house. We must slip past this crowd to reach it. We will have to be very careful. Arl, how is inside?
What's the crowd gathered for?
The estate is in poor repair. The new Arl, he has not been very prompt in paying his workmen. I will be right behind you. This way.
His lordship.
Oh, for that.
Have to go through here?
No, you.
No entry.
There's some elf fruit
I
here
shall
that we
do
can
it.
have. There we go. Oh, what's this? Doesn't lead anywhere, it looks like. There's more elf fruit here.
Very well.
Someone's creeping around down there. Go check it out.
Ooh,
More enemies
hello.
ahead.
Oh no. We have to fight the soldiers.
It shall be done.
Okay, we can do critical strike. And we can do mighty blow.
Now we go into battle.
Actually, Alistair, you can target the archers back here. There we go.
I am ready.
them all.
And target this one. And then there's this one left. Can do Thunder Arms. There we go. Oh no, there's one left. There we go. Did they drop anything? Only one here did. Huh. Let's see what they dropped. Well, that's a health bolt. Is nice. That's good. Let's go further around here.
Be careful. Someone is coming.
Someone is coming? From where? What direction? In front of us? Behind us? Ooh, is this the garden? Looks like it. Some death fruit here. Let's see. Got death fruit. There's a sack. And with an iron ring. And elf root. Nice. What side do we have to be actually? Oh, looks like we have to go through there.
The
There's also
owl
some
used to come here in the
fruit.
winter when I was small. I slept with the hounds.
Oh. The fuck? It's just let a child sleep with dogs. That's sad. Let's go here then and see where we'll lead. Oh, hello.
I can distract the guards, but you must move quickly.
Oh, wait, we need to put on our disguises.
Hurry! My lady does not have much time.
I'm going as fast as I can, lady.
Are you all prepared? I will go distract the guards.
What good are the uniforms if they won't get us inside?
These two know who is allowed to come and go. They will not be fooled. But the uniform should work on most of those inside.
Oh, that's good at least. Let's go then.
I will lure them into the courtyard. Wait in the bushes.
Wait in the bushes. The bushes are here. We shall wait.
You must come. I saw something. By the fountain. I think it was a darkspawn.
Darkspawn?
They will drag us all underground to be eaten.
Should we call for help?
Here?
Did you fall off a cart full of stupid? Call for help so they can see us act like scared little girls because of some knife-eared wench?
They will eat us all alive. Please get
Uncalled
help.
for.
If there is something out there and we don't sound the alarm, we'll look worse than scared.
And drast these holy knickers. Fine, we'll check the courtyard if it'll keep you from wetting yourself. But there's nothing there.
Thank you. Oh, it was over here. Quickly.
Here we go. It is our time to shine. Oh, they're over there. Nice. Let's see. I'm guessing we go through here. Is anything here? Oh, it's a bit risky going there because it's going back to the crowd again. Let's just go through here then. Here we go. It's so funny to see everyone in the same armor.
Ah, it took me forever to be rid of those two. You must be careful now. The servants, they will not look closely at anyone in uniform. All guards are alike to a cook, no? But you should not draw attention to yourself. Most of the guards are new. They will not know you for a stranger at a glance. It is best you keep your distance from all of them and try to blend in.
Where's Honora?
She's in the guest room of the main hall. Andras, they guide us.
Ooh, let's see. So we are all the way here. I'm
This
guessing
kitchen's
where...
a disgrace. How did the old Arl's servants ever cook anything in here?
No one ever said the Kendalls had any sense. For Andraste's sake, don't speak ill of the dead.
This roast is going to be charred on one side.
Ooh, there's something here. I'm guessing Honora's like on the other side of the map, probably. There's another
As you
wooden
say.
crate here with a deep mushroom.
The root from the larder. Quickly, child. We're late with dinner as it is.
Ooh, soldiers here.
House where the whole family got killed. I say how ought to level the thing and build a new one.
He'd have to knock down every place he owns then.
There's another wooden crate here. Let's rob them while we're at it. Let's act not suspicious. We're just getting through here. Through the castle. This is a dead end, so we're going through here.
For all we know, it's not mutton. How's too cheap to buy it? Cook's probably roasting the elves that broke in here.
You realize that doesn't help, right? Oh.
Ooh, hello. Oh, there's training here, it looks like. While you guys are shooting arrows, I'm gonna get this. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna get this. Thank you. Don't mind me. Looks like we have to go through here.
I swear he's got these.
Here we go, through here.
Then corner why
Ooh, there's
Why
a
am I
berry
guarding guard dogs? I don't see anyone guarding me.
here. Fair point.
Pebbles on a mountainside, before the light. All the mysteries of the ages become as leaves scattering in the wind. I
Can
may
we
win
enter
great
this?
battles before men. I may do great works of charity and compassion. I may give myself over to the flames, but without the Maker, I have nothing.
Ooh. Ah, he's praying. Is it just here?
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
I got it already. And there's a book here.
It is begun.
The First Blight, Chapter 4. Founded at Weishaupt Fortress in the Endervales, the Grey Wardens offered humanity hope in its darkest hour. Veterans of decades of battles with the Darkspawn came together, and the best among them pledged to do whatever was necessary to stem the tide of darkness that wept across the land. These great humans, elves, and dwarves pooled their knowledge of the enemy and formed a united front to put a stop to the archdemon rampage. And stop it they did. Ballads are still sung today of the first Grey Wardens charged into the waves of Darkspawn at the city of Norbotten, each warden facing 10 or 20 Darkspawn at a time. Squadrons of Grey Wardens mounted on their mighty griffins, soaring through the blackened skies and battling the terrible archdemon with spears and spell. Oh, what a sight it must have been! Incredibly, that the Grey Wardens won that first battle. They raised their arms in victory, and suddenly there was hope. The Grey Wardens led the lands of men and the last stalwart defenders of the dwarven halls against the hordes of the archdemon Dumad for the next 100 years, gaining and losing ground, but never backing away. From all over Thedas, they recruited whoever possessed the skill and strength to raise the Grey Warden's banner, but making no distinction between elven slave or human nobleman. And finally, nearly 2 centuries after the first old god arose from the earth, the Grey Wardens assembled the armies of men and dwarves in the Battle of Silent Fields. At the Battle of Silent Fields. It was then that Umad finally fell and the First Blight ended. That the Winter Imperium would face a new challenge with the coming of the Prophet Andraste. Thoughts of the Blight grew distant. With Umad's defeat, the Darkspawn were no longer considered a threat. But with the wisdom of hindsight, we know that conceit proved foolish indeed. The task of the Grey Wardens was far from over. From Tales of Destruction of Thedas by Brother Genetivi Chantry Scholar. It's so weird to hear that with the First Blight it took years. It took years to be able to end this.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
And it looks like we are trying to end this like quite quickly compared to like the First Blight.
Maker, isn't dinner ready yet?
Not yet.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Thank you. Is there anything for here, perhaps? There's a key required for that, okay. There's a guard here. That's locked as well, it looks like. Oh, is it here?
The Grey Warden is here, my lady.
Thank the Maker. I would greet you properly, but I'm afraid we've had a setback.
Well, it's sort of setback.
My host was not content with leaving me under heavy guard. He sealed the door by magic.
Why didn't you mention this before, Alina?
I did not know. There were only guards here when I left. We must get her out of there.
Don't panic, Erlina. Find the mage who cast the spell. He'll most likely be at Hal's side.
Fine, I'll be back soon.
Thank you, Warden. My prayers go with you.
Baron Hal will probably be in his rooms. They're at the end of the hall, on the left.
Okay, so at the end of this hall, I imagine?
In his room.
Do we go through here then? Hello, guard. Is there anything in here? There is a book.
As you say.
Goran. The human settlement of Goran is built directly on top of a dwarven outpost by the same name. Prior to the First Blight, in a time when Ferelden was not yet a nation and was still carved up into barbarian tribes, the outpost served as a source of salt and a means by which the dwarves could reach the sea lines of the Amaranthine Ocean. Unwilling to come to the surface, the dwarves made an agreement with the local Terran to build a port and relied on the human to ferry goods between the ships and the underground outposts. This made Goran a prosperous place and extraordinarily wealthy for a time. When in the Divine Age the Dwarven kingdoms fell to the Darkspawn and the deep roads were closed off, so too did the dwarves disappear from Goran. The human settlement, the envy of surrounding barbarian tribes, was assaulted and sacked, its wealth stolen. The town remained, however, and despite its remote location, continued to find value as a source of fish and timber. As the first settlement liberated by King Merrick and Loghain during the Ferelden Rebellion, Gordon was eventually granted to Loghain when he became Terran in 911 Dragon. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Betrine Chantry Scholar. That's interesting. So technically, Loghain is a Terran of Gorn. Is there anything on this side? Doesn't look like it. What about here then? Nothing here. There's more rooms here though.
hear us.
Ooh.
Everyone's at dinner, don't worry.
In that case, come here.
Did we walk in on something? Is there anything
Someone's
here?
here.
Oh, never mind.
Look, you didn't say nothing. Wait, who are you? You're not on my watch! Call the watch! We've got an intruder!
Oh no. Okay, we can do Sunder Arms. There we go. And we can do Sunder Armor. There we go. Easy peasy. Did you drop anything? No. Doesn't look like it. Oh wait, he did. There we go. Just money. Let's get out of here as fast as we can. Looks like there's 2 ways to go.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Oh, never mind. I swung it open. Whoa.
It shall be done.
We got emerald ring, medium gold bar, ruby, and a lot of money.
It is begun.
Greater health, greater elixir, and money. Greater health and more money. A lesser injury kit. And explosive bullets, heavy chainmail boots, and house shield. Interesting. Here we go. Is anything in here? Doesn't look like it. There is, however, a book here. Is this the house room then? We got a codex about Antiva. In the rest of the civilized world, it is common belief that Antiva has no king. I assure you, gentle reader, that this is untrue. The line of kings in Antiva has remained unbroken for 2,500 years. It is simply that nobody pays any attention to them whatsoever. The nation is ruled in truth by a collection of merchant princes. They are not princes in the literal sense, but heads of banks, trading companies, and vineyards. Their power is conferred strictly by wealth, but Antiva is not primarily renowned for its peculiar form of government, nor for its admittedly unparalleled wines. Antiva is known for the House of Crows. Since Antivans are well known for being good at everything but fighting, it is more than a little ironic that Antiva possesses the most deadly assassins in the world. Their fame is such that Antiva keeps no standing army. No king is willing to order his troops to assault her borders, and no general is mad enough to lead such an invasion. The attack would likely succeed, but its leaders would not see the day. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. And that's where Severin is from. And he's also a crow, or was. Now technically was a crow. It's a grey wooden document. Ooh. I wonder what that's about.
As you say.
What? Who goes there?
Oh no. Ooh, who's there?
I thank you for creating such distraction, stranger. I have been waiting days for the opportunity.
No.
Do you think you could... Alistair? Is that you?
Who? Wait. I do know you. You were at my joining. He's one of us. A warden from Morley.
Ooh.
Jada, I think. Or was it Monsamar? I'm afraid I don't remember your name.
I'm Riordan, senior warden of Jada, but born and bred in Highever, and glad to be home.
How did Arl How capture you?
With an offer of hospitality and a poisoned chalice. I was fool enough to think Loghain didn't yet know who I was.
Where's How?
I saw him going to the dungeons. He may still be there.
What are you doing here?
For the most part, attempting to hold my tongue. I was sent when we received no word from King Caelan as to the outcome at Ostagar. The king had invited all the wardens of Orlais and their support troops to join him. Then nothing.
How large of a force did you bring with you?
We had 200 wardens and 24 divisions of cavalry.
The first we heard of Logain's edict was when everyone was turned back at the border. That was when the rumor reached us that wardens were being blamed for the massacre. We finally decided it was safest to send someone alone to learn how best to fight the Blight and this regime simultaneously. As a native Ferelden, I volunteered to make the crossing.
Are these your papers?
Yes, these are my records. The names of the dead I could recognize at Ostagar. What I could find of Duncan's own recruitment records. Copies of the joining ritual I rescued from our Denerim vault. Those should never be seen by any outside eyes, but I trust in their encryption.
The joining ritual? Can you induct other Grey Wardens?
Would that I could, for Ferelden sorely needs them. But for the joining to work, the recruit needs not only fresh Darkspawn blood, but a drop of blood preserved from an archdemon. Ferelden's supply should have been in the vault, but it was gone. I can only imagine someone took it out and Logain either confiscated or destroyed it.
Is there more you can tell about the Grey Wardens?
This is hardly the best place to talk.
Fair enough.
We've been staying with Arl Eamon at his estate. If you need a place to stay, I'm sure he'd make you welcome.
At Arl Eamon's, then. And good luck, sister.
Okay, so when we go back to Arl Eamon's estate, we can talk with him about the Grey Wardens. I think that's fair enough. Can do that. Ooh. Ooh, this looks like one big torture chamber. I don't like that. I'm guessing we go down here. Here we go. Further down the stairs. If you can call these stairs. Ooh, here we go. Oh, it's slow. Here we go. Can target them and we can do two-handed sweep.
I shall do it.
Oh, I meant to get closer by. For that to happen. I can do some arms. And we can do critical strike. And we can do more. There we go. Let's go here. We can do thunder arms. There we go.
I can do it.
And there's one left. Nice. Let's see what they dropped. Got a less of health. That's always nice.
It is begun.
Money and a malachite. We got the dog. Twice now.
Very well.
Can't go through there. There's a key required for that. What about here? Ah, more guards. Hello.
We fight for honor.
Can do some arms. There we go. Can we go in here? Ah, there's some pile of sacks here. With quartz, wooden crate, with deep mushroom, a barrel here, with elf fruit, and a barrel there, with another elf fruit. There we go. Can we go through here? It looks like there's enemies in here, so let's save beforehand. Oh, it's a Mabari. We can do critical strike. And multiple Mabaris. Yikes. Can do two-handed sweep. There we go. And we can do some arms.
Now we play a little.
And maybe some armor. There we go. Can attack them. There we go, and there's another one here. Do some of the arms. And a few guards left here. Can do mighty blow. There we go. see. Did they drop anything? Frozen lightning? And looks like that's about it. It says there's a chest here. I don't see one. It's in the wall. Something here as well. Oh! Okay, this is trapped there. Is it all going all the way in the... Oof, okay. Should be careful with that then. Can do some underarms here. Then let's wait a bit. Or not. Let's just all try to get in. Same with you, dog. Go over here. And then win. Perhaps you can petrify this maze.
As you say.
There we go. And can do Stone Fist. And can do Arcane Bolt. And we can do Shield Bash with you. And perhaps you can do Upset Balance. Let's see about that. And I can go ahead and attack them. Can do Critical Strike.
Time for a little bloodletting, I see.
Never mind. Let's attack them. I can do Critical Strike. And I can do some arms. And some armor.
As you say.
And let's attack this guy.
I think we work well together.
Ooh, we got a new achievement. Nice. Got battery. Got lots of health bolters. There's a chest here.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
With a short bow, there's a mage. Oh, sorry. There we go. What did the mage drop? Health bolters and a spirit shard. A life stone here. Another chest.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Another short bow. And some money. And another chest here.
Perhaps I
with
could
a
have
large
a try at
wooden
that.
round shield. Nice. Okay, let's see where this may lead. Ooh, more guys here. Ooh, torturers. Oof, that doesn't sound very nice. Can do some arms. Do 200 sweep. There we go, knock them all out. Can do some armor. Actually, I should do this. And this. There we go. Can do critical strike. Target them.
I still remember my first battle.
There we go, and there's just one left.
We must have victory. I think they would run away more.
There we go. Let's see what they dropped. A fire crystal.
As you say.
Acid flask and a golden ring. Is there anything else around here?
Don't leave me here.
Ooh.
Get me out of here.
Someone here?
Was this supposed to be a lesson? Did my father think it funny to leave me for so long before sending you?
Unless your father is Arl Eamon, he didn't send me.
You move in august company, stranger. I am Oswin, son of Ban Sigurd, of the Dragon's Peak Banon. If you aren't one of our soldiers, pray tell me, who should I be thanking for my rescue?
Ooh. Can do this, perhaps. But I'm not sure yet. I wish we could have like a conversation about what we could have done if we wanted to do this or not. So for now, I'll just say, I am Amethyst of the Grey Wardens.
Then I have no question about why you would come, Warden. For it is your men who have suffered the most here. You have my heartfelt gratitude. And I assume the gratitude of the entire Dragon's Peak Banon. If my father sent no one after me, I can only assume that he does not yet know the true colors of the snakes he is allied with. But if you talk to him, I'm certain he would offer you any reward you might ask.
Will your father side against Logang at the Landsmeet?
Then there is a Landsmeet after all. Hal said the Arl of Redcliffe was dead, and the Landsmeet called off. I swear, if there be any forum to speak out against Loghain, my father will be there. Now, please, I must try to get to him. I cannot see the last of this place too soon.
Go. So we got a tortured noble. Inform Ban Sigurd about his son's imprisonment. You freed Oswin, the son of Ban Sigurd, from Arl Eamon's torture room. Sigurd might appreciate being told about this. So I'm guessing the Arl is somewhere here in Denerim. Let's check out more here. Is there anything, perhaps? There is here. Oh, hello. There's a jailer as well. We can do critical strike. And we can do 200 speed. Here we go. Turn on berserk. There we go. We can target them and do Sunder Arm. And Sunder Armor. Oh, there we go.
Oh no, you don't!
Go here. Do a mighty blow. And there's just one
Now
left.
we play a little. This really gets the blood pumping.
There we go. Nice. Drop some money, more money.
I shall do it.
And we got a mole, a key to the lower prison, and money. Nice. I'm guessing there's some like prisoner that we can free, perhaps? There's someone here, Rexel.
As you say.
They said to retreat. The horn sounded and we turned, and then the screams.
Oh, it's the
We
Rexel
rode
for the
and
quest.
They screamed and screamed and...
Shh, it's alright.
Mother, can you smell the blood? They said it was only Darkspawn. But we ate them too.
Oh no.
They died. And we left them. In the swamp. The witch. The witch!
He's obviously mad. I don't think you'll get anything more out of him.
You're free now. Go somewhere safe.
Safe? Is there a safe? Perhaps next door.
There we go. Doesn't look like he's very healthy. It looks like, or like it sounded like he said he ate some darkspawn.
What month is it? Are you some enemy of Arl Eamon? Please, I feel like I've spent half my life down here.
Why were you imprisoned here?
The Arl's son. He abducted my bride on our wedding day.
Ooh.
When I tried to rescue her, I don't remember. She was screaming and he was laughing and I charged at him. And woke up here. I don't know if she's even still alive.
Was this during the Elven Rebellion?
Rebellion? I know my kinsmen were unhappy with the Arl, but I can't imagine a rebellion. There have been many changes since they caught me. I need to find out what happened. I need to get home, or flee the city. I thank you for your aid, stranger. I wish I had more than gratitude to offer.
It's okay. Let's see. I'm guessing we have to go down here somewhere. There's a room here. Oh, with a chest.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Never mind, I got it. There we go. And what about here? It looks like, oh, all is the house here. Can we go in here, perhaps?
I shall do it.
No, we need a key for that as well. Okay, we can go here then.
Well, well, the Grey Warden.
I must say I'm surprised Eamon would condone you invading my castle and murdering my men. Is he losing faith in the persuasive powers of his Landsmeet?
I'm here for Nora.
The traitorous bitch has you under her thumb. Honora does love games. I'm surprised she'd play with the likes of you. You should have left when you had the chance, Warden. Slunk off to the Anderfells to hide with the rest of your kind. This Landsmeet is a farce. Loghain will triumph, and you will die.
We shall see about that.
More enemies ahead.
Here we go. Okay, there's a mage. There's multiple mages. Let's do this. And we can target the mage and do critical strike. When... Let's go here. You can petrify this mage, actually. Petrify it.
I love this game.
And then we can stone fist it. And we can do arcane bolt. How am I doing? Do two-handed sweep. There we go. And I can do Sunder Arm. And Sunder Armor. There we go. Let's get to this mage and we can do Mighty Blow. There we go.
I still remember my first battle.
And then Alhau is here. Can do perfect striking.
Shall we compete for point?
And perhaps can do Sunder Arm. Ooh, there we go.
Make her spit on you. I deserved more.
You were terrible. Tortured people. For what? You didn't deserve more. This codex updated about Hall. Okay. I'm guessing it's this part here. Although he was decorated for valor by King Merrick, Howe's abrasive manners have earned him almost universal dislike among his peers. Howe died at the hands of Amethyst in Denerim. Thank God. Okay, so he had a bite back axe, a journeyman flame row, and all house key. I wonder where that leads then. Got a lyrium potion here on the mage. What about here? Spirit shard. Is there anything here? Let's see. Oh, there is someone here. Can we let them out?
As you say.
Who's there? Stay away. You can't do this to me. I'll have you all flayed. I'm the Arl of Denerim.
Arl Eamon died at Ostagar. Who are you?
I'm Vaughan Kendalls, heir to the Arling of Denerim. It's true. Too many of our troops were lost at Ostagar. When the riots started, Howe came with men to reinforce the garrison here. Or that's what he claimed. As soon as I let him into the palace, he threw me in here. One more victim of the Elven uprising, he said. Let me out of here. I'll do anything.
You're the old son that Elf mentioned.
In my room, there's a lockbox full of sovereigns. Free me, and the key is yours.
Give me the key first, and I'll open the door.
Here it is. Now please, hurry.
Thank you. Enjoy your stay in there.
What? You fat whore. Come back here.
What the
Let me out.
No. What about this gentleman
Maker, have
here?
mercy on your grant under a stay. Bride of the Maker, have mercy on me. Alstana, is that you, little sister? No, I don't know you, do I? Are you real?
Who are you?
I'm Erminric, Knight Lieutenant of the Denerim Chantry. You aren't one of the Tairen's men?
He sounds like he's in lyrium withdrawal. He's got all the signs, confusion, weepiness. He probably doesn't even know what he's saying. If the Grand Cleric knew he were in here, she'd be spitting hot coals. Nobles don't have authority over Templars.
I failed in my duties, Maker. Forgive me. I failed, and there's no telling what he's done.
What are you talking about?
The Malefica. He had turned blood magic upon Templars and Circle mages to escape from his tower. Near Redcliffe, I cornered him, but the Ten's men took him from me and brought me here.
This Maleficarum, was his name Joan?
Yes. He destroyed his phylactery. We were spread out, trying to find him. I was alone. You are real, aren't you? My dreams are so strange now. Please, if you're not a dream, help me.
What do you want me to do?
Give this ring to my sister, Alstana. Tell her I'm sorry.
Why?
Please. Ask her to pray for me.
He's not gonna leave? Delivering Erminic's signet ring. Erminic gave you his signet ring. He wants you to give it to his sister, Ban of Stana. So he went after Joan once they realized that he left the tower, and once he found him, the Loghain's men just arrested him and like took him to this prison. So he was behind all of that as well. I think I will leave this episode here, and then in the next we can go back to Anora's room, get her out, and see where we'll go from there, what we have to do next to be able to make the Landsmeet happen, so to say. Oh, there's something here as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys then.